Before we dive in, I want to clarify something important. When I speak about Orion reptilian factions leaving Earth, I'm referring only to the shadow groups that once manipulated timelines. Orion as a star system is vast. It holds both distorted and benevolent lineages. In fact, there are beautiful Orion councils and higher civilizations working with light, wisdom, and harmony. So when you hear platforms like Orion Messenger, that's aligned with the inner Orion streams, not the shadow factions.
Let's begin.
There are chapters of Earth's story that most of humanity has never heard, hidden behind silence, secrecy, and time. For ages, our planet was not only a home for human growth, but also a contestant node in the greater galactic web. Earth was seen as a jewel, rich in life force, and therefore a place of interest to forces beyond our sight. Among these forces were reptilian factions aligned with Orion. They did not come as conquerors in the open, but as bargainers, offering technology that humanity had not yet imagined. This device was called the Looking Glass. Its purpose to peer into probability fields, windows into possible futures, and to test outcomes before they even unfolded. Imagine being able to ask, if we choose this path, what happens? If we make this war, what comes of it? If we destabilize an economy, where does it lead? With Looking Glass, those questions could be answered and timelines bent toward the desired outcome. It did not land in the hands of ordinary people. It was traded to certain human elites, the power brokers, the hidden circles who thirst for control. With it, they could test what-if scenarios, shift wars, manipulate economies, and even steer the weather. For a time, it made them feel untouchable, like gods looking through the lattice of time itself. But the price was steep. The technology itself was entangled with reptilian influence. These beings did not just hover in the background. They were woven into elite structures. Sometimes they merged directly into human hosts, sometimes through psychic overlays, shaping decisions without being seen. For decades, they stood beside those who held power, manipulating outcomes from behind the veil. Yet, even among the reptilians, attention grew. At Jupiter's luminous station, a vast hub where galactic councils meet in peace, discussions unfolded. There, even reptilian elders brought their young to high nurseries, and something remarkable happened. In the eyes of their children, they saw the desire not for domination, but for exploration. They saw the pull of creation, not destruction. And in those chambers of luminous resonance, agreements began to shift. Some reptilian factions reluctantly loosened their grip, recognizing the tides of change. Meanwhile, Gaia herself was rising. Her frequency was increasing, vibrating in ways that tangled the technology. By 2012, the once clear visions of the Looking Glass began to flicker. Instead of sharp futures, the devices showed contradictions and distortions. By 2020 and 2022, only 3 remained operational, and even those were unreliable. Humans trained to use them lived isolated, difficult lives, burdened with trying to hold clarity in a system that was collapsing. And then came the final turning point. By 2025, with the help of the guardians of Honeycomb Earth, vast, luminous beings who hold coherence deep within Gaia's inner realms, the Looking Glass devices were neutralized completely, no longer projecting timelines, no longer steering probability. They became inert relics of a collapsing era. The ripple effect was immediate. Without Looking Glass steering, many of the artificial weather grids tied to it began to weaken. Hurricanes engineered to devastate lost their potency. Fires sparked for control could not spread as before. And Gaia herself began to shift. She realized she no longer needed to release her pain through catastrophic storms. A gentler recalibration began. The reptilian retreat soon followed. By 2023-2024, their withdrawal accelerated. No longer able to manipulate timelines, many factions pulled back toward Orion. Their presence still lingers in fragments, in old agreements and lingering proxies. But the shadow influence is ebbing. The human elites who once leaned on them now scramble fractured, still clinging to greed but without their galactic scaffolding. And so, two endings intertwine, the fall of the Looking Glass and the retreat of the reptilian race. What began as a bargain for control has collapsed into dust. The Guardians stand firm. Gaia breathes freer, and humanity now stands on the threshold of a new chapter. This is not a story of despair. It is a story of release. The false vision has ended. The shadows have thinned. And for the first time in ages, Earth has the chance to create not from manipulation or fear, but from sovereignty, coherence, and the heart of her people.